All right, so we've got one axle in, and now I've got the knuckle in for the other one. So we are going to go ahead and see how well, or if at all, the other axle fits.
What follows is a brief construction montage. We hope you enjoyed this brief construction montage.
All right, I've got the space pretty cleaned up. All the holes are exposed in bare metal. So now I'm gonna go in, patch the holes, sand the area down. I don't really know the best way to go about painting this. I think I'm going to just prime, like tape off, prime the whole area, and then lay the mount over the primed area, then put the motor back in, tack, like obviously because I'm gonna have to set, tack, motor out, weld, and then that should be that. Oh, and then obviously I'll have to hit it with paint. I've got the new paint coming, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Okay, so I did some garbage welding. Never really figured out how to fill in holes, but they're in there. I'm gonna go ahead and sand it all down, get it nice and smooth. Take the paint all the way down. Basically just gonna box the section. It's about there, and then just take the paint down, hit it with primer and get the mount back in, pop the motor in. All right, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. There's a few blemishes you can kind of see, but I mean it is smooth, and this is going to be all under the mount, so I'm not insanely worried about having it perfect. But I did want to get all the holes out and flatten it out and make it nice and smooth. Could go in there and clean that up a little, but again, like it's just never going to see and as long as it's got primer on it and keep it from rusting. So yeah, I did some more damage than I had hoped with the grinder. I'm not really worried about it because once everything's in, I'm gonna hit it with paint and clean it up, and maybe there'll be a few runs in the paint, but like at least it'll be pretty, like you're gonna have to look for it to find it. So that's kind of the goal. All right, motor's in again. I'm still struggling to get this thing in smoothly. It naturally has a bit of a tilt, and so it doesn't want to land in the mounts super nice. You know, it's a problem that I can probably solve just by getting better at putting the hoist on it correctly, but whatever. Maybe, I don't know if it's a mistake, but I should have taken the paint down further, or marked the mount where it was, and then that way I could have known how much to take the paint down. Because now I sort of need to outline this, remove the mount, take the paint down, tack, and then that'll be that for the rest of the mount. I had initially planned on maybe seeing if I could make the bolt holes work by just drilling. And to be honest with you, I could probably still get away from it, or get away with it if I wanted to. But I mean, like, it would just get kind of weird, especially with this one over here. So I'm just gonna lay some quick beads here. I mean, what's cool about motor mounts is, like, shockingly, they don't really need much of anything. I mean, top fuel dragsters are held together with hose clamps. I mean, there's just nothing holding those things in, and they make about as much horsepower as this one makes. So, I mean, you figure if it's good for them, it should be good for mine. Yep. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mark this up, take down some of the paint, and probably call it for today. Get on it tomorrow. Weld the brackets in, because the goal for this video and for this weekend is to have final motor position set up. Because once this is locked in, then it's game on. The real fun begins, because I can start doing charge piping and all the cool stuff that I like to do. This part not so much, because it's always a game that you always lose at. Don't scratch the nice paint, and then you scratch the nice paint and you feel like an amateur. So it's whatever, I'll get there. All right, I decided to do a little more. I burned in the, how hard to see, I just threw some tacks on there. One on this side, one on that side, one there, and then one on the other side. So that should lock the brackets down. Now I can move, I can get the engine back out, and this will be the first time I've done it with the mounts locked in, so we'll see how smooth it goes and if it's any easier. The plan for me, I think, the way I want to be able to, because I always like my stuff to be able to go in and out without headache. I want to, at any point, track wherever, to be able to pull the motor out and not have it be a, like a yoga contest. Yoga contest, okay. That was a stupid idea. It looked good in the motor, or in the car, because, it was in the mounts. But the second I took weight off, it just tried to dump it to the transmission side and ended up ripping the mount off, which is okay, because I really should take this whole area down and clean it up. That worked out though, no issues there. So I'm actually gonna call it a day, and then hit it in the morning. Go. So, like, every once in a while you get a weld and you're like, I know what I'm doing, I got this, no big deal. And then, you remember. But every once in a while, mount's burnt in, motor is sort of addressed, so physics be damned. I figured if I just kept the mounting point in front of the motor, might make some uncomfortable touching to the valve cover, but it seems okay. So that when you lift it, it naturally gives us that, well, you get the point. But yeah. So that's pretty much how it's gonna sit in the car. Maybe even a little less than that, but we'll see. So, okay, we are just about finished. Mounts are welded in. Kind of okay. And then this is the next project. How the radiator is gonna sit. It's either gonna be under the core support rail or in front of it. But we don't know because we're not sure how much room we're gonna need, which means the intercooler needs to get installed so we can see what kind of gap we have. But if the intercooler has enough room, the radiator is gonna go under this. If not, it stays back here. It fits both ways, but I want it to look kind of clean. So yeah, that's next step.